I'm talking. Blossoms come to say hello straight away on this one. How are we all? Are we all good? Yeah, I am a bit late today. Time has run away with me. In fact, I should never have put this live in tonight, really, because after having a weekend off, a few days off, today's just been manic. Not that I'm complaining. I swear to you, I am not complaining. I'm not whinging whatsoever. But yeah, today's just mega, mega busy. If you have messaged me over the weekend and you're still waiting for a reply, I will get to you, I promise you. But yeah, today's just been absolutely, it's been bonkers. It's been absolutely heaving. Just on top of trying to sort out like weekend admin. I've had a lot of people join the community. I've had a lot of people sign up to plan. I've had 6 people sign up to plan today. So thank you very, very much. I'm not putting a limit on plan sign-ups this week. I don't know why. I should be, because I'm going to lose so much. I'm just going to lose the track time. But I'm working all weekend this weekend because I go away a week tomorrow. So I'm not putting a limit because after Monday's start date, there isn't a start date for a couple of weeks on plan. So if you sign up this week, I'm going to get you going. But 6 people have signed up today. So I kind of... it's always busy. It's always busy after Easter. I think a few people, and this, you shouldn't feel like this, but I think a few people feel guilty after Easter eggs. Kids have gone back to school, and it's just like, oh God, summer's here in 3 months. I suppose I better get a bit serious about me weight loss or whatever. I don't know. It's just kind of the way it goes. So yeah, I've had a few people join the community. 6 people sign up to plans. We've got 7 new starters on Monday. Which is good. So thank you very much for putting your trust in me and signing up to my one-to-one plan. You have got until I am going to do a cut-off this week for my one-to-one plan, which is probably tomorrow night, maybe like after my live Thursday morning, right? Thursday morning. Right, let me scan up. Let me do the top 5 this evening. Callum's in at number 1, Lou's in at number 2. It's afternoon, isn't it? Not evening. Sheila's in at number 3. Nicola is in at number 4. And Lisa's in at number 5. Good evening, guys. Thank you very much for jumping straight on the live and coming and saying hello. I am a bit late. I wanted to get on about R4, but I've been recording content. I've been editing. I've just got the weekly weight loss vlog up on YouTube. I've been editing an Aldi shopping vlog as well. I might try and get that up tonight if I can. If not, that'll be on tomorrow. I've been recording Worth the Calories video. Done a couple of YouTube. It's just been a busy one. But after Amy and Faye and Jane, hello everyone. Paul in, good evening. Stefan's in, another 20,000 steps today, amazing. Lynn, hello. Carol, afternoon. Been hectic here too, just stopped for some lunch. It's 5 o'clock. I am thinking about tea. I have literally eaten, I've had 470 calories all day today. I've had 470 calories. So I set myself up breakfast. I put it in my app, not eating it. I was just too busy, been shopping, and anyone that uses being busy as an excuse for not losing weight, get out, right? Being busy is one of the best distractions, because you don't have time to think about food. So I've had 471 calories for my dinner. That is it. Nothing else today. But my tea is I'm going to make my tea 1,000 calories. So I'll still be at under 1,500 calories, even with 1,000 calorie tea going in. So and I'm looking forward to tea. I will be getting that going in about half an hour. Homemade Chinese tonight, rather than like a Chinese fakeaway sort of thing. Andy's in. Hello, mate. Hello there. I'm having a prawn linguine tonight. Sounds delicious. Do you think if I track it as one from ZZ's will be okay? Yes, absolutely spot on. Oh, where are you having that from, Faye? Let us know. Lauren's in. Good afternoon. Donna's in. Good evening. All the prawns are out in force. Kelly's having a prawn stir fry. Kelly, I've just sent Martin's calories over, by the way, to your email if you check. Jones in, evening all. The final push before some holidays. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Honestly, I know where my busy and quiet periods are with people signing up and coming on plan. So the next month, up until sort of May half term, really, really busy. June, I get a few coming on board. July, August is quiet. September, October, very, very busy. Slows down a little bit November. December, I don't take any clients on anyway because it's just pointless. Jan, Feb, really, really busy. So yeah, it's just the way it goes, and it's just people's mentalities around, time of year and stuff like that. Sarah, thank you for your videos and blogs, etc. I've lost between 9.5 and 10 stone. Amazing, following your advice. I say that amount as my weight fluctuates. Yeah, weight does fluctuate daily, Sarah. It does. In fact, I've just done a little video on that. Someone commented saying, you don't want to lose weight, you want to lose fat. And I'm like, yeah, of course you do. So why am I a weight loss coach? Because I teach people about weight loss. Now, predominantly, that is fat loss, of course, but a lot of my clients that didn't understand now understand about water weight, food weight, water retention, daily fluctuations. That is all weight loss or weight management or understanding your weight. Yeah. Sky, is there an alternative for squats, please? I have bad knees, making them worse whenever I do them. I am a personal trainer. Legs isn't my thing. If you're squatting and you've got bad knees, it could be technique, right? So is it your squats giving you bad knees, or do you have bad knees so it hurts when you do squats? But if you have bad knees, yeah, don't squat. Leg press, resistance machine leg press, so you can control the weight a bit more. A plate loaded leg press, again, you can just control that weight a little bit more. It's not as much stress on the joints. You could do alternate to you're not telling me what squats you're doing. You could do wall squats, you could do bench squats. They take a lot less pressure off the knees as well. If you're just doing like normal barbell squats in a squat rack, yeah, stop doing them. No need to do them. Yeah. Like I say, do your leg press. See if you've got maybe a hack squat in your gym or something like that. There's lots of alternatives. Should I up my number of steps? Getting a lot easier now. Yeah, and look, I mean, Andy, obviously, Andy, you've come into the community. I don't give you a step progression plan. I base your calories off the steps that you are doing. But I recommend everyone works on increasing their steps. Once you get to 10,000, if you're at 10,000 steps a day on average, you don't have to. If you want to, you can do. Right, but 10,000 steps a day is great. If you're doing 10,000 steps a day and you don't want to increase your number of steps, well, increase your intensity. Walk quicker. Right, get your Apple Watch. Set yourself some targets. Yeah, I've got an Apple Watch. Yeah, I normally do this walk and it takes me 25 minutes. Well, set yourself a target that in the next month you're going to do it in 20 minutes. Right, so on average, 10,000 steps a day takes most people about 80 to 90 minutes of movement a day. 80, 90 minutes of putting one foot in front of the other will get you 10,000 steps in. Well, once you're doing 10,000 steps a day, say yourself, right, I'm going to do my 10,000 steps in 60 minutes. 70, don't know, you have to walk pretty quick to do 10,000 steps, but you can be done, right? So, if you're like, yeah, I do 10,000 steps a day, but I've got to do 2 45-minute walks. Well, increase your pace of those walks. Do the same walk, but make sure in a month or 2 months, you're doing that 45-minute walk in 40 minutes. 2 months later, you might be doing it in 35 minutes. Now you're getting your 10,000 steps in 70 minutes, right? So there's lots of ways to progress. It doesn't have to be distance, yeah? Afternoon all, afternoon Neil, afternoon Maureen, oh, you're good. I've gone over today on my calories. I feel really guilty. You've got to stop. You've got to work. Look, you can't just go stop feeling guilty about going over on your calories. It doesn't work like that. You've got to work. Ask yourself this, James Ridgely, what are you doing now to improve your relationship with weight loss? What are you doing now to remove that guilt? That is what you've got to ask yourself. Because if you don't remove that guilt, you should never feel guilty about eating anything, whether you're going over your calories, there should be zero guilt about eating. Now, you can't just, like I say, change your mentality like that. But what are you doing to work on it? And if you're there going, I don't know, how do you work on it? Then, it's something that you need to address. You need to, and how do I get my clients to work on there? So we have guilt around food, guilt around calories. So in terms of food, how do I get my clients to improve their relationship with food? Well, I get them to still eat the foods that they love while losing weight. Not all the time. You can't just eat pizza 24. Well, you can if you're in a calorie deficit, but we want people to improve their overall diet. But if you've got this makes me fat, that makes me fat. Right. Eat the foods that you think makes you fat. Eat it within your calorie allowance that I've set you. And over time, 3 months' time, you'll be like, I've eaten foods that make me fat and I've lost a stone in weight. Right, so they don't make you fat then, do they? You know, let's change that mentality. Pizza can make you thin. McDonald's can make you thin if you eat it within your calories, right? So we've got to work on that. Now, in terms of feeling guilty about food, again, I teach my clients about how their calorie allowance works. Not just, right, this is your calories, 1,500 a day, 1,700 a day. No, all my clients should know, right, that their calories that I give them is their ideal deficit. All my clients know their maintenance amount of calories. You only gain body fat if you eat more than your maintenance. All my clients should know this. I talk about it all the time, right? And if you're sat there now as a client going, don't know this, well, you need to tune in more into the weight loss coaching lives. You need to come on the Zoom sessions more. You need to come on the lives more. You need to ingrain yourself in the community more. Because I talk about it all the time, right? This is your maintenance calories, right? Your maintenance calories is the amount of calories you burn on average on a day-to-day basis, right? You eat more than your maintenance, you will gain body fat. You eat less than your maintenance, you will lose body fat. We also need to understand we can't 52 weeks of the year eat less than our maintenance. A few weeks of the year, we will eat our maintenance. 2 or 3 weeks of the year, we'll eat more. It's part of life, right? But we need to understand weight loss, right? And when you then go over your calories, like how much weight is that gaining you? So James has put there, I've gone over today on my calories and I feel so. How much have you gone over? How much are you still in a deficit? Always try and spin positives onto negatives. So yesterday, right, my ideal calorie allowance, my ideal daily calories is 2,600. Now, I don't stick to set daily calories. Some days I eat less, some days I eat more. But my ideal average is 2,600. I burn 3,500 calories a day. Yesterday, I ate 2,800 calories, right? So in my NutriCheck, Monday's red, 250 calories over, I think I was yesterday. And the people go, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm 250 calories over my daily average, my ideal. I'm still in a deficit of 650 calories for yesterday because I put myself in about an 900 calorie deficit a day, right? 900 calorie deficit a day. But I've put myself in a quite a big deficit. I'm still in a 650 calorie deficit a day. I've not banked any calories for the weekend, again, for hitting my ideal deficit. But in my head, I'm positive all the time because I'm like, you've had a bit more of a higher calorie day. It was Bank Holiday Monday. You've had a bit of food freedom. You're still in a deficit. We'll pay that back today. And it's all about positivity and understanding. Yeah. And you've got to work on that. You've got to. Had a great week calorie counting in my first week. Loving it so far. Jackie, that's great to hear. Jackie's joined the community. Yeah, that's how I look at it now. Brilliant, Stefan. Is it normal for my weight to fluctuate up and then back down by 3 pounds? Easy. That's nothing. Yeah, absolutely. Very, very easy. Because I've actually done a video on this today. You have to understand a set of scales measures your weight. It doesn't measure your fat, right? Lots of things make our weight change. Things we can see. Weighing yourself clothed versus weighing yourself naked makes your weight change on scales. What we need to understand is there are things inside the body. The body's not a solid piece of rock. It's hollow and it's got lots of pockets where things can be stored, right? So, you know, for whatever reason, on a Monday, you might have a bit more. On a Monday, if you've had some flexibility and freedom over the weekend, you've got more food and water weight in your system. That's going to show on the scales. If you go back to your normal weekday eating, that will reduce. So you might be less on a Tuesday, less on a Wednesday. For whatever reason, then on a Wednesday, you eat more salt. That's going to store more water. So then on a Thursday, that's going to reflect on the scales, right? Your weight will fluctuate on a day-to-day basis. You kind of need to get used to those fluctuations. But until you can get used to those daily fluctuations, you need to create a better relationship with the scales. And how you create a better relationship with anything that you might have a negative relationship with, you need to take a step back, right? you need to take a step back. You might spend way too much time in the pub. You might not be a full-blown alcoholic, but you might be like, yeah, the last couple of months, I've been going to the pub 3-4 nights a week. I don't want to quit out. I don't feel I'm at that point. But, right, so you need to step back from the pub, right? Instead of going 3-4 nights a week, let's try and go once a week. Or let's not go anywhere near the pub for a couple of weeks, and then let's start going once a week. And let's create a better relationship with it, right? Once you feel like you've got a bit more control around your drinking, go to the pub 3 or 4 nights a week. But say to yourself, tonight I'm going to go to the pub and have a natter with people because I enjoy it, go play darts, game of pool, but I'm going to drink Diet Cokes. Now, is it easier said than done? Of course it is. And you might be like, well, I can't think of anything worse than going to a pub and drinking Diet Coke. Right, well, that's an issue, isn't it? Right? Because are you going to the pub to get smashed, or are you going to the pub to socialise and chat to people? You can socialise and chat to people on a Tuesday night in the pub without drinking alcohol. And I'm not saying it's easy if you drink a lot of alcohol and you enjoy a pint, but these are the changes we might need to make. Yeah. So, but yeah, our weight does fluctuate on a day-to-day basis, and we need to step away from the scales. Once we sort of get a healthier relationship with the scales, we're a happier person, we've got a bit more of an understanding. You know, if you've got a healthy relationship, weigh yourself every day, right? But until then, take a step back, because the further you go from weighing, as long as you're consistent with your journey, you're going to see a lot more positive results, as it were. So I get my clients to weigh every 2 weeks on a Friday, right? That's what I recommend to my. I know my clients jump on the scales in between sometimes and this, that, and the other. But if my clients are consistent with sticking to their calories, right, hitting their step targets, and they weigh themselves every 2 weeks, that would be 25 weigh-ins a year, because we don't go near the scales at Christmas. And out of 25 weigh-ins, they would probably see 17 or 18 losses. They would see a lot more losses than maintains or gains, right? And that create when you see a lot more positivity from the scales than negativity, your relationship with them starts to improve. Couple that alongside the fact that I talk to my clients about this all the time and this, that, and the other. Over a time, people will create a healthy relationship with the scales. Once you've got that healthy relationship and you get on the scales and you see a 2 pound gain on a Monday, you're like, yeah, I just had a bit more food over the weekend. I knew that would happen. And then you see a 1 pound drop on a Tuesday. Yeah, back to normal eating pattern, flushing out a bit of water retention, losing a bit of food weight. That's bringing down. Brought them down again Wednesday. Get on the scales Tuesday. You see a ½ pound gain. You're like, oh yeah, to be honest with you, we did have a takeaway last night, or I did grab, or I had a couple of ready meals yesterday because I was just pushed for time. Ready meals have more salt in, that might cause a bit more water retention. Likewise, if you're female, you might, check your cycle. Oh, I'm due on in a day. Oh, it's my weigh day on Friday. I'm due on Saturday. There's a very good chance you're going to see a bump of water retention on the scales. It's just about learning, but you can't learn something unless you're willing to understand it. Yeah. I've seen a loss every time ball won last 6 months. Yeah, absolutely. And that's consistency. And you can get results like that. I think the most consistent client I've had is Mike. And Mike, he was on it for about 2 years. And he's still on it now. He's finding things a bit trickier now, just with work patterns and stuff. But he's not regressing. But when Mike was really on it and things were nice and chill, Mike was, I think he lost. I think we had 28 or 30, maybe 30 in a row losses, like every time. But he was really, really consistent. And, and he still went away, and he went to Benidorm, and he came back. And don't get me wrong, the timings of his holidays worked a little bit, because he sort of came back on Friday, and his weight wasn't until the following Friday, and so on and so forth. But yeah, you can be consistent. You can, if you're consistent, you'll get the results. Yeah. I used to drink so much several nights a week. Now I'm lucky once every 6 weeks. Yeah, I'm not, I went out. I've really cut down on my like this. It always sounds bad. I'm making out like I'm an alky or something. I'm not at all. But I've literally in 2025, other than on holiday, I went out 2 Saturdays ago for a mate's 50th and had a few beers, and had a few beers on Sunday, and that's it really. I've just not. So I've probably had 2. Oh, and Saturday night. Oh, and last Tuesday. Oh, no, I'm joking. I've literally So the 5th of April, right? I went out and I had a few pints for a mate's 50th. Saturday night, I had 3 cans of Bud Light. That was it. And then Sunday day, I had a few beers Sunday day, but throughout I had about 6 beers, but over like a 5-hour period, do a 5 or 6 hour period, so it was quite spaced out. So I got home actually from Sunday, and I didn't even feel like I'd had a beer. I've been hitting my calories and protein every day. I'm not losing, I'm just maintaining or spiking. Steph Clark, then you're not hitting. Either your calories are wrong or you're not hitting your calories, you just think you are. Right? And why are you trying to hit your protein? Protein doesn't make it it doesn't matter that you're eating we just eat protein. If your main goal is weight loss, we're eating protein to fill us up. You don't need to stick to a specific amount. Right? And if you're trying to stick to calories, trying to stick to this, trying to stick to that, you probably you're going to be inconsistent with something, right? So, but look, at the end of the day, nothing stops us losing weight. Nothing. Doesn't matter whether you're 18 or 80, doesn't matter what's going on in your body. You go into a calorie deficit, you lose weight. Right? People go on hunger strikes and they pass away, right? Because they basically lose all their, body fat, right? So, it basically, if you didn't eat for 2 months, you won't be here, right? Most people, they didn't eat for 2 months. Don't get me wrong, that's different if you're quite obese. I don't actually know. I know it sounds really morbid, right? And literally, if you got stuck in a room for a month and didn't eat, would you lose weight? Well, yeah, of course I would. Exactly. So nothing stops you. You're just either overeating, you're being inaccurate with your tracking, or your calories are wrong. But we can find the answer. There's always an answer. There's always an answer. We just need to figure out what the answer is. My daddy's 60 kilograms because he can't get. Oh, that is light. 60 kg. Wow. Is beef tallow something worth having for cooking if it fits into my calories? Depends if you like the flavour of beef. It's pretty tasty. It makes bloody good roast potatoes. It's high in saturated fat, so I'd watch the amount that you are consuming. But yeah, beef dripping is old school, isn't it? Old school beef dripping. Bloody hell. My granddad used to spread it on toast. Did the old beef dripping. So yeah, if you want to cook, you can use it to cook within your calories. Like anything, overconsumption of certain things is bad for our health. And I know you've got these carnivore grifters now saying we've been lied to, animal fats are the healthy. It's bullshit. That's just garbage, right? That's just them lying to you, right? To get as clickbait. If you can't convince people animal fats are healthy, you can't sell your carnivore plans. So that's all they're doing, right? So basically, yeah, if you enjoy like beef dripping makes beautiful roast potatoes, and it adds flavour, especially if you're cooking a steak or something. And if you like it and it fits in with your calories, fine. Just don't overconsume it for your health. And don't think it's healthier than having rapeseed oil or olive oil, right? Because it's not, right? I stopped me from losing. That's it. The only thing that stops anyone from losing weight is us, right? Is us. It's very, hopefully in this day and age, there's no one force feeding us or anything like that, Been told to hit my protein goal and stick to my calories and I should lose. Well, you don't need to hit your protein. Protein doesn't make a difference, right? Protein's satiating, it fills you up. It doesn't make a jot of difference to weight loss, right? You can just eat carbs and fat, right? And stick to your calories and you'll lose. So if you're finding it an issue trying to stick to a protein goal, don't, right? You need to stick to your calories, yeah? So, and if you're not consistently losing weight, you're not consistently in a calorie deficit. I don't know why, right? You need to work that out. Is it inaccuracy of tracking? Is it lack of accountability with your tracking? Are your calories wrong? Where did you get your calorie allowance from? Yeah, who's giving you your calorie and protein goal? Have they given you the wrong goal? If it's just someone free online that's giving it you, they've probably given you the wrong calories. Why? Because they want to go back to and go, oh, you're giving me my calories and protein, it's not working. Well, you probably just need a bit more support. Come join my plan. Right, let me refresh. Why am I not hungry last 2 days feeling great? I'm not complaining. Who knows? Who knows, Stefan? Only you can answer that one. I've not been hungry today at all. I've not had a jot of hunger. I've been too busy to be hungry. Like I say, I've had my lunch, and part of my lunch was doing my worth of calories, and I'm feeling a bit peckish now. But I never question it. I embrace it. The only thing you need to remember is if for whatever reason your appetite is low for a couple of days, that can come back and bite you, where your appetite then might race for a couple of days. You've just got to kind of run with it a little bit. Take yin and yangs here and there, you know. Right, let me scan up, see if I'm missing anything. I don't think I am. I think I'm on track here. How do you gain water weight? Well, I don't like getting into this because people are like, how do I stop gaining water weight? You don't. It's a natural process from the body. But how you gain water weight is the difference between what I drink and what I pee out. I've always got a constant flow of liquids going through my body from here to when I do a number one, right? And that's your water weight. And sometimes your water weight will increase. Sometimes your water weight will decrease. Same with food, right? When I eat something, it goes in here and it comes out the other end. And I've always got a constant, you've always got a constant amount of food. Sometimes you'll have more food weight. Sometimes you'll have less food weight in your body, depending on what your volume is, how many calories you're consuming, have you given yourself a bit, there's loads of different things. We then get excess water retention. So 60% of the human body's water. You've got to retain water or else you'd be dead. Right, and again, some days you'll retain a bit more water than others, depending on what you eat, salt intake, stress sometimes, certain medications, if you're female, time the month. It's not something we need to overly try and combat or adjust, right? If you're constantly dehydrated, you will constantly have excess water retention. So work on getting hydrated. But if you're someone that has a decent level of hydration, you don't need to worry about your water weight, your food weight. It's just, you just need to understand that those things will change on a day-to-day basis, and that will probably show on the scales, which is why we get so many daily fluctuations, What site would you recommend is best to use to work out your calories for your deficit? Me, just get me to work them out for you. For me to work out your calories, you need to join my community. It is literally £5. I don't charge you 20, 30, 40, 50. It's a £5. Right, I talked about this morning. Why I charge to look after calories is so I'm insured. I'm giving you nutritional information that you're probably going to stick to. If you stick to nutritional information that I give you and you get any sort of issues with that health-wise, I'm liable for it. Well, if you pay me a £5, you are registered in my system that you are one of my clients and I'm fully covered, right? So for a month's access to my community, you can use me just to get your calories for £5, or you can go £5. I get a month. I get my calories. I get a guide to boss of my weight loss. I get a month's access, Neil, to your private community, private Facebook group, private WhatsApp group. I can interact with 200, 300, 400 other people on the same journey as me. I can also come and watch your dedicated weight loss coaching lives. I can come on Zoom and chat to you if I need to. Yeah, you get all that for a £5 for your first month. If you want to stay in my community after that, it's a £10. That's it. Right? I don't charge a lot. So TikTok profile, Facebook, YouTube page, whatever. Find my link tree. 2 or 3 tabs down in my link tree, you'll see Boss Your Weight Loss Community. Click on that. Use code WELCOME at checkout and sign up. I'm not going to give you your calories for free because if I do, I'm not insured. It is that simple, right? I'm not having people rock up. And I'm not saying that'd happen. And I think you'd find it quite hard to prove that what I've given you, but you never know. Yeah, so come join my community. I'll work out your calories for you. Don't forget you sweat out water. Yeah, you can sweat out water as well. The main way you get rid of water is having a pee. But yeah, you can sweat it out. Absolutely can. You don't sweat loads out, but you can sweat it out. 100%. I'm having a nice steak later, though. Very, very nice. I do love a steak. You can't beat a good steak, can you? You can't. Do you need to change the amount of calories as you lose weight? Very good question. So, as you lose weight, on average, your calorie burn drops about 50 calories a day. Now, this is a generic average that can be different for different people. It can depend on how much you weigh. So if you're quite heavy and you lose weight, your calorie burn will drop a bit more than 50 calories a day. If you're really light and you lose weight, it'll be a bit less. But on average, it's about 50 calories a day. So, for every stone you lose, you can knock your calories down by 50 calories a day if you don't counterbalance that drop in calorie burn from weight loss with an increase in movement. And I would always recommend increasing your movement. When I started my weight loss journey, I weighed 37 stone. I did about 1,500 steps a day on average, nothing else. And I ate between 2.5 and 3,000 calories a day for weight loss. I now weigh just under 19 stone. I still eat the same amount of calories as I did at 37 stone. So I've lost over 18 stone. So my calorie burn, and I was really heavy, my calorie burn in terms of metabolism has dropped about 1,500 calories a day. My metabolism at 37 stone would have been 4,000 calories. At my current weight, it's 2,500. So how can I eat the same amount of calories at under 19 stone as when I was 37 stone? Because as I said, at 37 stone, I averaged 1,500 steps a day and did nothing else. Now at my current weight, I average 12,000 steps a day. I train weights 5 days a week and I teach a spin class once a week. So my movement has gone up as my weights come down. That counterbalances and I can eat a lot of calories still. So I would always, these people like, I've been on a weight loss journey, I've lost a stone, I'm not losing weight anymore, so my coach has dropped my calories by 200. What? Why? So your clients lost a stone, their calorie burns dropped 50. If they've not, have they increased them? First question, are you doing the same amount of movement? No. I've had this so many times. I started my weight loss journey, my coach gave me 1,500 calories a day. I train in the gym 4 days. I didn't go to the gym, but now I do 4 days a week in the gym. I do 10,000 steps a day, right? So you've massively increased your calorie burn since you started. You've lost a stone in weight, so your calories have dropped 50 a day, and they're knocking 200 off. Yeah. Now, what's happened is your coach has put you on 1,500 calories a day, which maybe at your starting movement wasn't ridiculous, but you've ramped that movement up, right? And because you're moving a lot more, you're burning more calories. That 1,500 calories a day is too restrictive. That means you're being really inconsistent with it. You've managed to stick to it for a month or two to lose a stone, but now you're being really inconsistent with it. Your coach should be giving you more calories because you're moving more, right? So, yeah, I think my issue is I also have limited movement and mobility due to a severe football injury. Okay. So, when I'm saying move, at the end of the day, if you're literally doing, and I have clients like this, let's say you can only do 5,000 steps a day, which is a sedentary level of movement, and there's no way of increasing that, right? Yeah, we would. The only option is to keep you in a decent calorie deficit as you lose weight, would be to reduce your calorie intake. But we cross that, but you'd never need, I put most of my clients in a 500 calorie deficit a day. You'd have to lose 4 stone. So you go from being in a 500 calorie deficit a day to being where you'd see a significant reduction in weight loss. So we've never even changed your calories for at least 3. So, come back to me when you've lost 3 stone. Well, don't come back to me, but if you're a client of mine, you're with me all the time anyway. But we'd never look at it. So, it just is what it is. And, sometimes it might be a case of, you're doing 5,000 steps a day, you weigh this much. It depends what you weigh at the start of your journey as well, right? You do 5,000 steps a day, you weigh this much, do you know what? I'm going to put you in a slightly severe deficit, right? We're going to put you in a 700 calorie a day deficit. But until that deficit gets to a point where it's going to be really frustrating with weight loss, you're going to have to lose 6 stone. Do you need to lose 6 stone? That's first question. So there's always a way, Yeah, I'm not messing with my calories. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Well, that's my job. If Stefan's on my one-to-one plan, I had someone the other day message me. They've been with me only about 6 weeks. They've lost about a stone actually in 6 weeks. And then they messaged me saying, I think I need to change my calories now, don't I? And I was like, no, I'm your coach. I'll tell you when you need to change your calories. I don't mean it like that in the room, but any of my one-to-one clients, if any changes need to be made, I'll tell you. I get some people that go, I'm a bit frustrated, I'm not losing enough. Right, we need to move more. I've set you a set progression plan. It's perfect. You're physically able to do it, but you're not doing. So you need to go and do it, right? So, I'll always be quite honest. I'll never be brutal. I'm not that sort of coach. But You know, if someone comes to me and says, "Do I need to move?" No. If your calories ever need changing, I'll change them. But I'll always push you to move more before we even reduce calories. Ideally, the perfect weight loss journey is like mine, right? You start on an amount of calories, right? You lose a good amount of weight. You counterbalance your loss of calorie burn through weight loss with an increase in movement. So the calories that you eat at the start of your journey, you can still eat in 10 years' time. Controlling your calories is the hardest part of a weight loss journey. So if you can learn to control your calories at the start of your journey at a certain amount, and those calories never need to change, you've cracked the biggest part of it. To learn to control your calories at 2,000 calories a day, and then 6 months, 12 months later to learn to control them again at 18 months at 1,800 calories, and then you need to learn again to control them. See, you're starting again all the time. Right? Whereas you don't need to learn to move more, you just need to put the effort in. But I fully understand there are some people that don't have that luxury, right? They don't have the luxury of being able to move more. I've had plenty of clients like that, yeah. You have never changed my clothes, and I trust you enough. I definitely assume you means calories, Stefan. I've never changed your calories, mate, and I've never changed your clothes either. Okay, thanks so much. Joining this evening, I have only 2 stone to lose, but need help. 2 stone is 2 stone. That's a decent amount of weight, you know. But come get signed up. My one-to-one plan, 15 quid at the moment to sign up, $29.99 a month, and you get me as your one-to-one coach. Regular check-ins, 24-hour WhatsApp if you need me in between your check-ins. You get a full plan to follow, and we'll get you at it. If you are like, I don't need one-to-one support, Neil, but I do definitely need to know what my calories are. Might want to surround myself with like-minded people, get a bit of extra, bounce off a couple of people, join my community. That's 5 quid, you get a full calorie breakdown. Join my one-to-one plans, 15 quid, and you'll get a full plan to follow and work with me, Right, let me scan now. What's the best way to track calories? Calorie counting app. I recommend NutriCheck. It's the best on the market. Hello. What do you want? Are you hungry? You coming up? Come on. She's hungry. She's telling me. Your mum will be home in a minute. We're going now. Yeah, we're done for the day. Well, we're not done for the day. I'm going to actually be working after tea for an hour because I've got a few bits and pieces to do. But we're done for lives for the day. What do you want? Want chicken and bickies? Chicken and bickies. Is that what you're after? Yeah. All right. Come on. What is the reason some apps are better than others? What, in terms of calorie counting? It's kind of like asking yourself that question. Why is a Porsche better than a Vauxhall Corsa? It's kind of in a way you get what you pay for, but even if you were using cars in the same price bracket, there's some amazing cars out there that are, and there are some rubbish cars out there. There's some really expensive cars out there that are rubbish, and some cheap cars out there that are amazing, right? But in terms of why do I feel NutriCheck's one of the best apps on the market for tracking calories? Usability. It's simple. It's straightforward. The way it's laid out. It's got a UK verified database, so you don't get confused. There's no food from Australia or Thailand in there or anything like that. It's just really user friendly. It's very simple, very straightforward. It's just all right, boss. It's just a great app, a really, really good app to use. It's not expensive. It's a couple of quid a month. If you pay for it for a year, it's like 25, 26 quid for a year. Like, if you're serious about your weight loss journey, that isn't a big investment to make into a great app. Yeah. It's just like anything, oh my God, I would hug that wee doggy to death. She is a cutie, aren't you, Bloss? You're a good girl, aren't you? He's a good girl. And you love cuddles, don't you? Elsie loves cuddles. Yes. Too much for me. Not enough for your mother, too much for me, because you're a mither, aren't you? You're mither. You're just like, hello, I've not had a cuddle for 20 minutes. Can I come up for a cuddle, please? Your mum's home. Right, I'm going. The wife's home. I'm going to make tea. Guys, it's been a pleasure as always. I will be back tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. We are back for another TikTok, Facebook, YouTube live. If you're on Planner in the community, we've also got the Zoom session tomorrow evening. I'll put all the details to that in later on. We're going to go and have some tea, have an hour with the missus. I'm going to come back in here for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and try and get wrapped up. But anyway, TikTok, I'll see you in the morning, 8:30 a.m. And you lovely people here, you're here. Facebook, YouTube, I will see you tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m.